Peace and blessings to each and every one of you this day. I'm here to share a dream with you that my Father Yah has graciously shown me. And I do believe I must share this dream with urgency. And so I usually write my dreams down in my journal or put them in my phone. But I don't usually do a video recording. But going forward, I refuse to be laxy-daisy about it, because as it stands now, I can now confirm that my Father had shown me the invasion attack on Israel before it happened. And so I did have a dream on October 1st, 2023. And we see now 7 days later that there was indeed an invasion attack. And just how he showed me the invasion in the dream, literally 7 days later, I can confirm my Father had showed me beforehand. And so going forward, no matter if I fully understand or have the revelation of the dream, it's not about our understanding. It's just about us remaining prayerful, hallelujah, remaining vigilant, preparing. He shows us things to be watchful as a warning to prepare, because he is so gracious and merciful. He doesn't give us things all for the sake to say we just had another dream, or just to be laxy-daisy for that matter. And so it's just about us being prayerful, staying on our watch post, and staying prepared, staying ready. Hallelujah. And so I do believe he wants me to share with his people as well, so you may do the same. So remain prayerful. Hallelujah. So going straight into the dream. For the most part, I'm just going to explain the dream, how I seen it, and of course, the main events that I remember. So getting straight into the dream. So keep in mind, the dream, it was a beautiful, bright day, noonday, just clear day, right? And so I was with my family, I believe. We were in an unfamiliar place. I don't know if we were like at a hotel, we were somewhere. But I remember I had to leave to go do something, to go pick something up. I don't know, but I had left my family. And so the next scene, I see myself picking up a car, and I see myself driving. And so as I was driving in the car, I was driving, heading back toward where my family was. But as I was driving, keep in mind, I have this visual here to show you exactly what I seen in my dream. Remember, it was bright as day outside, beautiful, clear day. But as I was driving, heading back toward my family, I seen this huge explosion, more magnified, more intense than what the picture visualizes. So I seen this huge explosion. And so as I'm continuing to head in direction to my family, I'm driving in that direction, but I noticed that I'm not going to be able to continue this direction, because this is where the explosion is. And so as I tried to attempt to turn and go in the opposite direction, I realized I wasn't going to be able to go and head in the opposite direction in the vehicle either. And so as I turned the opposite direction to escape this explosion, I got out of the car. But catch this, let me back it up a little bit. What I sense is, now this is not going to make sense, but I'm just going to go ahead and just tell you what I seen and sensed in a dream. So as I seen the explosion, for some reason I sensed in the dream, in my spirit, it was shown to me in my spirit, put in my spirit, that this explosion started from a laptop. Clearly that don't make sense, right? How can a laptop explode and create this huge explosion in the sky, right? But it was something along the lines of something to do with a laptop, right? So just remember that fact. And so as I tried to head in the opposite direction, I got out the car. I don't know why, but I got out the car to still try to escape the explosion. But as I said, the explosion was so intense and magnified. The smoke, it seemed like it started to overtake me, and I was struggling to escape. And it seemed like I had passed out in a dream, or the smoke took me out. But all of a sudden, the dream shifted into the next scene. And so in the next scene, I see myself arriving somewhere. And I was with some other people, but I was arriving somewhere. And what it seemed as where I was arriving to, it seemed to be the embassy, the U.S. embassy. I remember seeing a group of servicemen and women. They were all standing outside, standing at attention. And as we were arriving to this building, it seemed like the embassy. I noticed, they were there, and also in my spirit, I knew that it was the army. It was the army, but I don't know how I knew this, because catch this: none of them had on official uniforms. I just knew they were soldiers. I just knew they were servicemen and women. They were standing at attention, and they were doing their hand salute and everything as all of us were walking up and walking into the building. And so they were welcoming us. And so that was weird as well. They all had on civilian clothes. None of them had on their uniforms, but they did the hand salute, and I just sensed in my spirit it was the army. So anyway, as we were walking to the embassy, I believe, the closer I got, I did notice that it wasn't the embassy. It was actually a library, but I believe the library was hosting or serving as the embassy. So that's something else that stood out that, was quite strange, because as it seemed like the officials, they were the embassy, and they were helping the refugees, I guess, but it wasn't the actual embassy building. It was actual a library. But anyway, we got there, and I just remember feeling a sense of safetyness. We were safe. We were safe, and it just was a sense of safety. Like, I didn't have any worries. And so there were other people there arriving there, I believe, seeking refuge. But this was pretty much all the main events I remember for the most part of my dream. Now, what really stood out is the explosion, obviously, and the fact that this laptop, I don't make sense, but obviously the more I seek my Father, he will definitely, he will reveal and give us the understanding that we need. In just off my human understanding, my mind goes straight to cyber attack. That's what popped this whole war attack off, because obviously when you think about explosion and seeing explosion, you automatically think an attack, war, something like that, right? But what caused the war? What popped it off? What was the brink of it? And so for me to have this sense of laptop or something of that nature, my mind goes to cyber attack, something like that. Because if a cyber attack happens, that can shut everything down. Like that. Let's just remember to remain prayerful, continue to seek our Father Yahuah, and remain vigilant and watchful. In due time, these things will reveal ourselves. Hallelujah. Yahuah, he's just continue to seek your Father. Hallelujah. Remain faithful. He will keep his children safe. That's one thing for sure. No matter what we face in this world, no matter what tribulations, that's one thing for sure. That thing that stood out in that dream, that I just was safe. Once we got to wherever that place was, whether it was the embassy or it was a library, but we were safe. Hallelujah. And no matter what was going on in that world, we were safe. I felt so much peace and safety. So just continue to trust your Father. Continue to remain faithful. That's the main thing. Faithful, not fearful. Faithful. Hallelujah. Y'all be blessed, and y'all go in peace.